Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. It feels like ages since I streamed last time, and it was just last week. I don't know why I have this strange feeling of time passing. Probably because I was on the road last week, and that's why time feels longer, because so much happened since I last saw all of you. Hello, James. Good morning. Hello, Christian. How are you? Tim says, hope you had a good time with your family. Yes, I did have a very good time with my parents, and I also met with my grandparents and aunts and uncles. So yeah, it was a good time and a good trip to the Baltic Sea. So I walked on the beach of the Baltic Sea and yeah, got some rest as well. I didn't have time to write or think about writing. So that's good usually. And oh yeah, Loretta's also here. Good morning, Loretta. How is everyone? How has everyone been the last week? What did you all do? Did you continue preparing for NaNoWriMo, for instance? I feel like October is kind of preparation for me for NaNoWriMo, for my editing, for my last, or hopefully last, I don't know, probably not the last time I will go through my novel, but it feels like that. Like I'm preparing for the big walkthrough again, each scene, have a look at it again, and yeah, get closer to the finish line. Mm. Yeah, and this week I will be traveling again. Sorry for that. So I will only be streaming today, but from next week on, I will be back to my usual streaming schedule. So I hope you will survive without me. So I got this card today. That's German, Die Last. It's from the Osho Zen Tarot card deck, and it means kind of the burden, stuff we have on our shoulders, heavy weight. And I think, and I read up about it also as well before the stream, a lot of stuff, a lot of concepts we have or we think we need to live up to, or the expectations of others. Yeah, that's the one thing that's very important here. What we think others expect of us, and then we try to meet those expectations, and this is what we are kind of having on our shoulders all our lives. And if we want to set free a lot of energy and time and all the stuff we need to move forward with our own projects, we need to get rid of those expectations of others, or we just have to free ourselves from that, what we think others expect from us. So, so we need a lot of bravery to do that, I think. Yeah. So maybe try to find out what is really you and what is the expectations of others. Like I think a lot of stuff we aren't even aware of, that it's not really important to us, and we just do it because we think we have to do it, and spend a lot of time and energy on things that are not really important to us, but we think it's something everyone does. For instance, like in society, it's just normal to do it, but actually it's not, important for us, and it's not necessary to do it like that, for instance. So yeah, I think this is a topic we often talk about here, stuff that's expected or like I said before, concepts we have that in society that aren't real, that we don't really need. Yes, courage, bravery, courage is very important for this. Release burdens by having the courage to set boundaries. A tough lesson for caring people. Yeah, it's really tough. It is. It sounds so easy. And just thinking about it, I know that this is really freeing. It will create a lot of energy or set free a lot of energy when you can say no to things. Hmm. Yeah. Probably a lesson for our whole life. But this card also said this is a burden we have all through our life, or if we don't do something about it. If life feels heavy all the time, we probably, like a fight all the time, we probably should look at those things, that we only do because we think we are expected to do them. People who find this lesson too easy tend to be assholes. Sometimes it's good to be an asshole. That's probably what we have to learn. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Okay. It's so good to be back. I feel I'm a bit tired. I didn't sleep that well. We also have one of my daughters has a friend who slept over here, and she also has a dog who's also here. Very cute mini dog. Doesn't matter. I didn't sleep so well, probably because of other people being here, but I don't know. I had to learn to let go of many internalized expectations this year. Internalized expectations is a good one, yeah. And still learning. Yeah. I think it's a process, definitely. Yeah, setting boundaries, but also becoming aware of. I think often we need um, first to get aware of, or to become aware of what we are doing is not good for us, and we just think we have to do those things. I've described myself to co-workers as the world's nicest asshole. Oh, that's so cute. That's what I want to become. That's what I aspire to. This would be good for me. We can learn from you, James. Okay, my friends, let's jump into the first print. I will make myself a cup of coffee. Enjoy. Okie dokie, my friends. That was our warm-up sprint. How did everybody do? I worked on not the beach house. There, I think I've told you before that I also work on one of my first novels I've ever written. It is the first novel I've ever finished and written, and I thought that I could also, yeah, make it better and maybe publish it as well. So, because today is like an intermediate day for me, because I will go on another trip tomorrow again, I thought I don't really want to think about the beach house. I can start doing this again when I'm back from my trip. And just for fun, I was thinking about one of my characters in this other novel and actually had some great ideas already. So I wrote this down into, so I have, like I said, it's already finished this one novel, and I had some ideas for some scenes in the manuscript that I wrote down, yeah, in each scene. Oh, Loretta started a video on planning a series, and I'm setting up my nano project on the website. Oh, planning a series, so a book series. And that's amazing. So you have an idea that is probably, yeah, a series. I love that. I just watched again yesterday a movie that also inspired me some time ago. Um, um, and this is the only, oh no, I have several ideas that could be a book series. So, but I was just thinking about this one. It's more like a spy story, and it's fun. Oh, and you're setting up your Nano project on the website, on the NaNoWriMo website? Hmm. Will I do this year? I don't know. I think I didn't do it last year as well because I'm a rebel more. And I'm actually thinking of already starting when I come back from my trip. Um, yeah, I will see. But yeah, that's exciting. I'm sorry, I'm thinking more about myself than about your project. I'm sorry for that. So yeah, it's really exciting, and I hope you all have this, yeah, feel this excitement because there's a lot of energy there. And yeah, it's awesome. I love that. It's serious. Oh, and it's a video on planning a series. Yeah, I guess I never thought about how to plan a series, honestly. Usually I just have one idea, where I think, ooh, this is perfect. I also have this fantasy story that is really like elaborate, kind of epic style. And so I already put it into several books, where I think this would be a great ending. And then you could start with another book. So Ah, yes, it turns out that the two ideas I remember I was putting against one another both happen within the world. So, that's amazing. I had this thought when you asked us what you should do, that maybe somehow you can connect both of them. That's great. That's the best solution ever. Then you have all this excitement for those stories. That's awesome. Ooh, Christian watched Lucy yesterday. Oh yeah, I know this movie. It was very cathartic. In which sense? And I'm also reading Joe Dispenza's You Are the Placebo. Placebo. Oh yeah, Joe Dispenza. I know him too. On the capacity of our mind to change our cellular state. Wow. Oh yeah, that's an interesting topic. Definitely interesting. And I've listened to some of Joe Dispenza's. I think I started to listen to one of his books. Yeah, yeah. I think because I'm at a state right now where I feel like I've talked about this before. I'm sorry. I know I always use this stream to talk about my stuff as as a kind of therapy session. But I'm at the state right now where I think I'm always going in those cycles without pushing through them, without I'm kind of aware of my problems I'm having, not just with writing, but also general life stuff. But I, at the moment, don't know how to mm, not go through this again and again, like thinking, oh, I have to solve it. Then I try to find a way to solve this problem, but then I come back to the starting point, like, for instance, with addictive behavior or stuff like that. I feel like I'm not moving really forward. I'm not finding, I don't know how to break through addictive cycles, for instance. And so I'm wondering, that's why I'm thinking about Joe Dispenza. How can you, yeah, really break through, get away from this, your struggles without, because I often feel like, that's the same struggle again and again, and I haven't found a solution. It's how to, yeah, really have a breakthrough with that. I don't know. Mhm. I think Lucy may be intense, but it is actually optimistic about humanity's capacity to solve global problems. Yeah, I think it really shows the capacity, yeah, of our brains and the potential we have. Yeah, definitely. I've watched this movie several times already. Oh, you're the first one who has this problem. I don't know what to. Probably when you are watching a stream, you have to kind of, I don't know the word for it, restart it. Um, you know what I mean. Refresh the page. I think Loretta once was several minutes behind, and I think James also once said, or was it Mark? I don't remember. So yeah, but yeah, I think we all have this problem with uh, struggles that we come back to again and again. I don't know, and it's really hard to, because I think those are, or that's what I already know, is those are underlying subconscious things, that trigger us again and again and again. And I'm just wondering if um, people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, who are really focusing on, I think, meditation and stuff like that, that really influence us on a deeper level, are on the right track here. And I don't know why I'm not doing what they say. James, what you pay attention to grows. Focus your mind on the joy of finding the solution. You will prompt your mind to find that solution. Ah. Yeah, but my problem is that I so often get to this point where I think, oh yeah, that's it. This will help me. I don't know. I don't can think of an example. Like, I often come back to this. I shouldn't watch too many YouTube videos, and then at some point when I'm stressed out, it's often, I will always be stressed out about something at some point in my life, and I think this triggers the same behavior again and again. And so now I don't really know, what should I do to, yeah, not get triggered by being stressed out, that I then eat unhealthy or watch movies instead of working, you know what I mean? So, what can I do to get away from this? Yeah, or to go deeper, into the problem. Why am I stressed out so much about stuff? But then I think, but it's normal that you sometimes feel stressed, especially in our society, and with 3 kids. So yeah, that's what I'm wondering. How can you get deeper that you really change, yeah, your brain, your mindset? Hmm. It's a very interesting topic, and yeah. Hmm. So if anyone has any great ideas, I'm all here for it. So definitely the law of attraction, I think that's also the direction Joe Dispenza is going, is very interesting, but I'm not sure how to really use those concepts. Hmm. Um, Next sprint. That's such an interesting topic. In my experience, the best practice is to find motivation and then set up things to change my behavior so that I do them automatically. Yeah, I think that's the key word here. How can you change your behavior in a way that usually the automatically thing you do is maybe a bad behavior you don't want to do anymore? That's so those automatic behaviors. And how can you put something else in place of that? Mm, motivation, of course, is a bit, but I feel like I'm always so excited and I think, okay, I will do it now like that. Yeah, we all know this. Then we make plans and dream about how everything will change. And then at some point, it's like the energy is gone and you come back to your usual behavior. That's my experience right now. That's why I'm thinking about this, because I feel like I'm always getting excited of having found a solution and changing things and then coming back to the original behavior at some point. Try to be gentle with myself. Oh yeah, that's also very, very important. True. Definitely true. James, reread the litany against fear. From June. It can be applied to any negative. That's a good one. Do you have like this kind of prayer that always? Yeah, that's it. You have to train your mind or something like with this meditative prayer stuff. And if you're looking to change habits, read Atomic Habits. I also know this book. I haven't read it yet. Maybe I should put this on my reading list. Okay, my friends, let's jump into another sprint. Where's this one now? 25 minutes. So good to have you all as my coaches. That's so funny. It's a win-win situation to do the streams. Enjoy. Okie dokie. That was sprint number 2. How did everybody? I looked up the channel that Christian recommended, started watching a bit of it, and I think I've seen her before. What was her name? Elizabeth Phillips. And I will look into her a bit more later. And we talked with James. James shared his addiction for addiction. How could you call it? For learning and studying and synthesizing information. Yeah, I love that one that you said. And I was thinking about this because I watched some videos about addiction, addictive behavior and stuff like that, and how it's connected to trauma and all kinds of things, because I find it's just an interesting topic. And one of the advice that was given was to just think of something that is healthier and could be addictive for you. You know, like I think the example was, instead of unhealthy eating, become addicted to strawberries or blueberries or something, which is really good for you. To just they talked about how something, when you eat it, makes you feel bad afterwards. You know, it's just too much cake is not good. You will feel not really good after that. But when you eat, for instance, a bucket of blueberries, it's no problem. So find something yeah, that you can use to replace the addiction, and also always feel into your body, because when you have to your brain has to learn that blueberries will make you feel so good, you know, because this is something so that your brain thinks of cake. When you're stressed out and eat cake, then you eat cake because it helps you calm down. Something like this would just be one example. So your brain learned at some point in your life that cake is good, it will soothe you and stuff like that. So you have to find something healthier to replace the cake in your brain, so that your brain will not go to, okay, subconsciously you will go and eat cake, but you will grab blueberries instead, because your brain is like, blueberries, you feel so good when you eat blueberries. This will help you de-stress, you know? So that's why I was thinking about James' addiction. As long as it's a good one, we need stuff that soothes us, that helps us feel good. And I mean, reading, learning, that's the best addiction you can have, in my opinion. I wish I was able to. I have to find a trick to replace some other addiction with reading and finishing books. And I love this one. James said we could make a case that I'm addicted to seeking and synthesizing information. I wonder if they have a 12-step program for that. And Loretta said, yes, James, it's called a PhD in humanities. That's an expensive addiction. I think you have to move to another country, maybe, where it doesn't cost you anything when you study. Yeah, a 12-year plan. Yeah, and this is why when James said, in my defense, I do take the most pleasure from using what I know to help people. So I'm not over, and it's not bad, is it? I mean, as long as you're not, like, I can imagine that some people who are kind of addicted to reading or stuff spend all their money on books so that it's not healthy anymore. Maybe that then would turn into a not so good addiction, but so far I don't see any downside to, since I cannot say this word, synthesizing knowledge and helping people with that. Ooh, James can tell I have a bit of a cold. Oh no, I'm mostly just eating. Hmm. Feed a cold, starve a fever. Oh, I haven't heard of that before. But yeah, as long as you are still feeling having appetite, that's a good sign. I usually say when my kids are sick and they don't eat, then it's not a good sign. So I learn in order to supplement my life trauma. Maybe, probably, actually part of the description of an Enneagram Type 5. See, Christian, yes, I tend to have a lot of fruit on hand. Yeah. So that I snack that instead of sweets. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I'm so bad. I'm not good with this. We have fruits here, but still I grab the chocolate bar instead of the apple. I feel better with that. James, a former boss once told me I think too much. I think we all think all the time. Mm, yeah. Mm. Learning to supplement trauma. Now it all makes sense. Yeah. I was analyzing my coworker's handwriting. That's kind of funny. Hmm. We are all very funny people. Yeah, like I said, I think they are healthy addictions, and if we can trick ourselves into those, it's better for us. So maybe if we start thinking about not getting rid of any kind of addiction, but replacing them with something better, it's easier. It becomes easier to do that instead of I will never go on Twitter ever again. Maybe I can replace it with reading. Self description, the world's largest source of useless information. But it's not useless, that's the point. I think it's not useless. I've also often thought about this. Yeah, reading for what's it worth to learn all those things and look into all those topics? Does it make any sense, But like you said, you feel this, it feels good to help others with the information you have. And maybe that's the point of it all. I kill it when I watch Jeopardy. Or maybe you can get rich. You just have to take part in some shows like that. And then, yeah, you can afford even more books to read. Okay, let's jump into the next sprint. Our 40-minute sprint. So far, it's still quiet here. The kids seem still to be asleep, which makes me very happy. Oh, but first I have to share screen. Here we go. The tea timer. Enjoy. Okie dokie, that was sprint number 3. How did everybody do? Here is a bit more chaos now. The kids are up, the dog is up. So I was a bit distracted. Yeah. Let me just have a look at the chat. Oh yeah, I didn't know what James meant with at my workplace we never say the Q word. It jinxes things. And I was like, what could the Q word be? I always ask if our residents have been behaving themselves. And I was like, quit smoking? Yeah. Yeah. So I will have to get breakfast ready soon for the kids, but let me just see what I hand wrote 2 pages of notes for. Oh, that's nice. Of notes for my nano project. Oh yeah, I also watched this one video that from Elizabeth Phillips that Christian recommended. You're not lazy. How to live a chaotically organized life. So, and she talks about organizing your life according to what did you say? For passion, optimize it for passion and not for consistency if consistency doesn't work for you. And I think that's why I thought of it when you said we wrote 2 pages. We sometimes have those phases where we feel like really we have to dig into this and cannot stop. This is like the passion, the energy. And when we organize our lives like that, that we can have those periods of excitement and digging deep, deep work this would be. I think she also says that then she is in this phase of deep work for periods of time, and she just can work much better than that. She cannot do consistency. That's when she really starts hating things. And I'm similar to that. And one thing she also said, which I found really good, was that just when you cannot do something consistently, it doesn't mean that you're quitting. And this reminded me of my writing, how I do my writing, how I go about writing my novels. I cannot work on just one project from start to finish and then start with the next. I have those phases where I work deeply on one project, then I switch to another one. So yeah, just finding your optimum, how you can work best, which brings us back to this one card, the expectations we have on ourselves or concepts or what we think others expect from us, how we should do things. Maybe that's a total wrong way to go about it. And really think about, she goes back to her childhood, how did she do stuff in school, like naturally? How did she go about things? When did she have energy? And so I will link the video I just watched because I think it's a good one for writers too. Oh, James as well. Awesome. Writing in a journal rather than typing has really been helping me lately. Oh, yes. That's also always helpful for me to go back to handwriting, because it, yeah, frees me somehow. Yeah. Okay. I will do another sprint, a shorter one. I'm sorry, but I have to take care of the kids and stuff. That's my life. Which timer do we want to use? Maybe the cookie timer. Oh, yeah, this one is good. I also created some new Halloween themed timers. If you want to have a look, they're a bit shorter. That's why they're too short. That's why I'm not using them right now. Hey, Alpha. How are you? I think I'm the same. I blame being elementally fire and air. Interests change and go in cycle. Yes, double yes. That's one big thing I learned through writing and yeah, struggling with writing that those cycles and that's good. Writing by hand is slower. I forget what I was going to write. Yeah, I struggle with that too when, especially when ideas come to me and I really have to, but still, especially in those phases, for me personally, my hand almost falls off then in those phases where I really need to write stuff down and it's a lot. I do it by hand. It's just better. And then afterwards, I try to immediately transcribe it when it slows down. Mm. James, I have mutable grand crossing in my chart. Also multiple air grand trines. Okay, that's the expert talking right now. You have a cold? Need chicken soup, Anja. I don't have a cold. Do I sound like I have a cold? But James does. He needs chicken soup. Okay, my friends. I have to start the last timer of the day and of the week. I'm so sorry. I will be back on Monday next week and then back to my usual schedule. So I hope so. Here we go. Let's have a cookie. Yay. Okie dokie. That's the end of my stream. My kids are hungry and desperate for food. So I have to quickly end this stream. I see you again next week on Monday, the usual time. And I wish you all a great week, a lot of pleasure writing and creating. And yeah, stay healthy. I will be back soon. Thank you for a nice chat, my friends. Bye.